Hey guys, join me for a bit of post-match reaction. We've just watched the Blues win Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. Unbelievable. Pretty good final, I thought. Obviously I'm going to say that, man, I'm a Blues guy. I'm not going to film myself, by the way, because the front-facing camera on my phone is buggered. So here's the sights of Eden Park. Can't film inside the stadium because they play copyrighted music. But anyway, rugby. It was played like a final, wasn't it? Both sides taking penalties. 35,000 people in attendance. The weather forecast was supposed to be pretty shocking, so that might be why not as many people got along. The Highlanders did a haka before the thing, which was pretty good, and the Blues didn't, which was weird. I would have thought either you both do it or one of you does it, but for just one to do it I thought was a bit weird. But yeah, 35k. I would have thought, given how long it's been since we've had a final here in New Zealand, well, at least it's not New Zealand, here in Auckland, that we would have had more. Maybe that just speaks to the competition Trans-Tasman. I don't know, man. These Blues fans here tonight do not care. And the Highlanders fans, honestly, were numerous and very, very vocal. So, yeah, maybe people were just scared of the weather report, which said it was going to be like thunderstorms and stuff. Yeah, Highlanders opening the scoring, penalty to make it 3-0 early. Blues opted for a scrum when they got a penalty 5 metres out from the Highlanders line. Got advantage, cross kick to Talia, 7 points to 3. Early Blues lead, kind of a settler. And I thought the Blues in that opening stanza, to be honest, were really putting the Highlanders under the pump. And the stats at halftime kind of showed that. They had a lot of pressure down the Highlanders' end, but you do have to give credit to the Highlanders because their defence on their own goal line was just monstrous. They were eating everything up as best they could, and the Blues handling was cracking under the pressure that the Highlanders were applying to them. That's what I felt from my seat, kind of high up in the rafters. Dixon and the ref's going to be a major talking point of this. I don't think either side's going to be happy, to be fair. Dixon gets a yellow card for a shoulder on Otete Black. Hits him high. It seemed to start high. He ended up getting yellow carded. I mean, I don't mind. It's a final. I don't want to see a red card any more than you guys do. From my vantage point, which was not the best, I mean, even from where I was sitting, the big screens were kind of hard to get a clear look. It looked bad. It looked like a red card from what we've seen in previous games, but anyway, it was yellow, and I think we're all kind of happy with the yellow. Just been told I'm going to lose by a Highlanders fan next year. Fair enough. He might be right. Honestly, the Highlanders fans have been vocal. They've been giving us stick all night, and it got worse when they were actually getting better. Heem got in trouble though. As I'm talking about, neither side's going to be happy. Bryce Heem gets in trouble. He takes out Mitch Hunt in the air. They had a bloody long debate about it, did the officials. I have no idea what they were saying because in the stadium they don't really tell you what's going on. But there's something about it being only careless, is what I heard. Nadeki being involved maybe helped trip him up. Looked pretty bad though, man. That's a penalty only. If I was a Highlanders fan, I'd be screaming blue murder. So maybe it kind of evens itself out there. Highlanders get a penalty to make it 33 minutes to make it 10 points to 6. Pretty good during the yellow card, to be fair. So Highlanders are the only ones who score when they've got the man in the bin. Blues can probably feel pretty fortunate that they kept 15 men on the park. 40 minutes, Heem went pretty close. A cross kick again right before half-time. They had advantage. Ended up taking the 3. There may have been a wee sneaky forward pass in the build-up to that one. Again, to be fair, if you're talking about the officials, and yeah, the Blues took the 3, 13-6 at half-time. Look at the stats, man. Possession 67-33. Territory 72-28. It was pretty lopsided. Knock-ons though, 6-1. The Blues were dominating. The Blues were dominating. That's that. Someone's just read my hat. Make the Blues great again. Heem 41 run meters at half-time. Harmon 12 from 13 tackles. But yeah, the Blues, you'd say, didn't have a heck of a lot of clear-cut chances in that first period. Like, they had all the possession and territory, but it's not like they were, you know, getting try-scoring opportunities every minute because the Highlanders' defence was just that solid. Second half's pretty tentative. Otete Black misses a penalty, pushes it wide. Hunt had a great touch finder, but it was called back. some bizarre moments in this game where the Highlander stuff was getting called back. You don't see that very often. They kind of reviewed it to see if he'd kicked it out on the full, and they judged that he had. And later on, they get a turnover that they call back as well. So if I was a Highlanders fan again, blue murder is what I would have been screaming at that moment. But yeah, Mexican wave starts going at 50 minutes, which is a bit concerning. It makes you think maybe people aren't having the best of times. And yeah, it's lacking a wee bit of flow. But yeah, the ref's probably the star of the show at that point. 59 minutes, the Highlanders get a penalty. The first time in the Blues half, in the second half really, they slot it. Pressure pays off for them, 13 points to 9, and then the roll of penalties just goes on and on and on and on, and it's getting pretty painful, and you're starting to feel the choke coming as Blues fans. Another one makes it 13-12, and then another one makes it 15-13. The Highlanders are in front. The Blues did manage to break the run of penalties on 69 minutes. They won one of their own, and it was a tough shot for Plummer, who's been pretty well roundly criticised by Blues fans throughout the years for his lacking a wee bit in some of the goal kicking, but he slotted it. Brilliant, man. 16-15. Errors were starting to creep into the Highlanders at that point, and some loose passes, knock-ons. Eventually, down their own end, Hoskins to 2-2, wins a turnover. Blake Gibson gets the ball next phase, bursts over for a try, and that man again, Plummer, his conversion makes it an 8-point ball game, and that was pretty much all she wrote. So yeah, a proper final, very much momentum shifting both ways. I felt the ref, I think he kind of evened himself out throughout the course of the game. Had a big run of penalties going the Highlanders' way for a bit, a couple of dodgy calls going against the Highlanders, key foul play decisions, neither of one that was kind of punished as harshly as it might have been. So yeah, I'm just happy my Blues got to lift the trophy, man. First time in a very long time. Talia gets on the board, Gibson gets on the board, the rest of the points all come from the boot of both sides. Run meters finished 410 to 179, possession 62-38, territory 67-33. So the Blues on paper won it pretty comfortably, but if you watch the game, you'll know it was a proper ding-dong battle. Clean breaks, 7-zip, tackling percentage, both pretty high, 80s for the Highlanders, 90s for the Blues. Papali'i makes 10 from 10. Harmon makes like 20 out of 22. He is a machine. But yeah, I'm going to go home and celebrate the Blues getting the victory. Take care of yourselves, guys. Go the Blues.